The Adekunle family estate shimmered under the Lagos sun. The manicured lawns and grand fountains, a testament to unimaginable wealth. The entire estate had been transformed into a fairytale paradise for what was to be the most talked about event of the decade, the wedding of Kemi Adekunle and Femi Badijo. Kemi, the only daughter of Chief Adekunle, a billionaire industrialist, had lived a life of luxury and indulgence. Everything she had ever wanted except perhaps discipline and love had been handed to her on a silver platter. She was stunning, intelligent, and ambitious, but lacked the grounding that could have helped her navigate life beyond the glitz. Femi, her groom, was no different. As the only son of Chief Badijo, one of Nigeria's top oil magnates, he had grown up surrounded by wealth and privilege. Charismatic and confident, Femi was admired by many, but those who knew him well understood that beneath his charm was a young man unaccustomed to accountability or compromise. Their wedding, a union of two immensely powerful families, was destined to be a spectacle, but no one could have anticipated that the fairy tale would unravel in just 3 days. The first day began like a dream. Dignitaries, celebrities, and business moguls arrived in luxury cars and private jets. The venue was a private resort on the outskirts of Lagos, transformed into a scene straight out of a fantasy. Imported orchids lined the aisles, a live orchestra played in the background, and the altar was framed by cascading waterfalls. Kemi made her entrance in a horse-drawn carriage, her custom gown glimmering with Swarovski crystals. She looked every bit the princess she believed herself to be. Guests gasped as she descended gracefully, her diamond-encrusted veil catching the sunlight. Femi arrived with characteristic flair. Descending from a helicopter in a perfectly tailored tuxedo, he waved at the crowd, his signature grin earning cheers. When the couple met at the altar, they looked picture perfect. The ceremony proceeded flawlessly. The vows were exchanged, the choir sang in heavenly harmony, and the officiating pastor delivered a powerful message about love, patience, and sacrifice. When the couple kissed, a flock of white doves was released into the sky, and the crowd erupted in applause. But even as they posed for pictures, the first cracks began to show. At the cocktail hour following the ceremony, Femi was quickly surrounded by a group of politicians and business associates. He laughed and gestured animatedly, seemingly oblivious to Kemi standing nearby. She had expected him to dote on her, to shower her with attention, but instead, he barely glanced her way. Irritated, Kemi retreated to her bridesmaids, whispering complaints about how Femi was more interested in impressing his big men than his new wife. Her bridesmaids tried to reassure her, but Kemi's mood was souring. Things escalated during the family photographs. Femi's mother, a domineering woman who had clashed with Kemi multiple times during the wedding planning, insisted on reorganizing the seating for the pictures. Kemi protested, but Femi brushed her off, saying, "It's just pictures." Kemi let it go. By the time the reception began, tension hung in the air. The reception was nothing short of magical. A custom-built glass pavilion imported from Dubai housed the event, with crystal chandeliers hanging from the ceiling and a 10-tier cake standing as the centerpiece. An international pop star flew in to perform, and fireworks lit up the night sky. Up behind the scenes, chaos was brewing. Femi had invited an ex-girlfriend, Tara, to the wedding, claiming they were just friends. When Kemi spotted Tara laughing and chatting with Femi, she felt her blood boil. She confronted him during the reception, her voice low but venomous. "Why is she here?" "Femi, I told you I didn't want her here." Femi rolled his eyes. "She's a friend." Kemi, "Stop being dramatic." Kemi hissed her, "Humiliating me in front of everyone." Their argument was interrupted when Femi was called to the stage for a speech. He charmed the crowd with his words, but Kemi sat fuming at the high table, her anger barely contained. Later that night, during the after-party, Kemi refused to join Femi on the dance floor. Instead, she sulked in a corner while he danced and laughed with his friends. By the third day, word of the couple's fights had begun to spread among the guests. What had started as whispers was now open gossip. Kemi and Femi were supposed to host a farewell brunch, but neither showed up. Behind closed doors, the couple had their most explosive argument yet. "I'm down with this, Femi," Kemi yelled, throwing her bridal bouquet onto the floor. "You've disrespected me this entire weekend, and you've been acting like a spoiled brat." Femi shot back, "You think everything revolves around you?" Their voices echoed through the hallways of the resort, loud enough for staff and nearby guests to hear. By the time their families intervened, Kemi had locked herself in her suite, refusing to come out, while Femi stormed off to spend the night drinking with his groomsmen. On the morning of the fourth day, Kemi called her lawyer to discuss an annulment. Femi, equally fed up, told his parents that he couldn't stay married to someone so impossible. By noon, news of the failed wedding hit social media. Wedding of the century ends in 72 hours screamed the headlines, memes flooded the internet, and hashtags mocking the couple trended worldwide. The families scrambled to contain the fallout, but the damage was done. The annulment was finalized quietly, and both Kemi and Femi returned to their lives, now subjects of public ridicule. Yet, the disaster proved to be a turning point for both of them. Kemi, deeply embarrassed by the spectacle, began therapy to confront her entitlement and learn the values she had missed growing up. Femi, humbled by the experience, took time away from the spotlight to reflect on his own flaws. Years later, they would meet again at a business conference, no longer the immature, impulsive people they once were. Their conversation was cordial, even warm, a sign that, while their marriage had failed, they had both grown. Their wedding lasted for only a weekend, but its lessons stayed with them for a lifetime. The story of the wedding that lasted for a weekend is a compelling tale filled with moral lessons that touch on relationships, personal growth, and family dynamics. Wealth cannot replace proper upbringing. Both Kemi and Femi came from wealthy families, but their lives lacked the structure, discipline, and moral guidance needed to navigate relationships and life challenges. Their parents, focused on maintaining social status and material wealth, neglected to instill core values like humility, empathy, and emotional intelligence. Lesson: material wealth cannot substitute for the values and character development that come from proper parenting. Families must prioritize teaching responsibility, respect, and resilience over providing luxuries. True love requires emotional maturity. Kemi and Femi's relationship was built on surface-level attraction and the compatibility of their social statuses, not emotional connection or understanding. Their immaturity led to constant arguments and an inability to communicate effectively, which ultimately caused their union to fail. Lesson: love and marriage require emotional maturity, self-awareness, and the ability to navigate conflicts with patience and understanding. Without these, even the most glamorous relationships are destined to crumble. Communication is the foundation of a strong relationship. Throughout the story, Kemi and Femi struggled to express their feelings constructively. They avoided meaningful conversations about their expectations and allowed resentment to fester, leading to public confrontations. Lesson: open and honest communication is essential in any relationship. Partners must learn to discuss their concerns calmly, listen actively, and work together to resolve conflicts. Marriage is a partnership, not a competition. Kemi and Femi's behavior showed a lack of mutual respect and understanding. Kemi sought constant attention and validation, while Femi prioritized impressing others over supporting his wife. Both treated their marriage as a stage to showcase their individual importance rather than a partnership. Lesson: a successful marriage is built on mutual respect, compromise, and teamwork. Both partners must prioritize each other's happiness and well-being over personal egos or external validation. Extravagance does not guarantee happiness. The wedding was a spectacle of opulence and luxury, but it failed to create lasting joy for Kemi and Femi. Despite the grandeur, the couple's personal issues overshadowed the event, proving that money cannot buy true happiness. Lesson: genuine happiness and fulfillment come from meaningful relationships, self-awareness, and shared values, not from material possessions or grand displays of wealth. Family influence can make or break a marriage. Femi's mother's overbearing nature and Kemi's unresolved tensions with her future in-laws added unnecessary strain to their marriage. Both families prioritized appearances and control rather than supporting the couple's emotional needs. Lesson: families should play a supportive, non-intrusive role in their children's marriages. Interference, favoritism, or power struggles can undermine the foundation of a new relationship. Humility is key to personal growth. Both Kemi and Femi lacked humility. Kemi's sense of entitlement and Femi's arrogance prevented them from acknowledging their flaws or taking responsibility for their actions. It was only after their marriage failed that they began to reflect and grow as individuals. Lesson: humility is essential for personal growth and strong relationships. Recognizing one's faults and working to improve is the first step toward becoming a better partner and person. Public perception should not define personal decisions. The couple's wedding was designed to impress the world rather than reflect their true feelings or readiness for marriage. The pressure to uphold a perfect image contributed to their unhappiness and eventual breakup. Lesson: life decisions, especially marriage, should be based on personal readiness and compatibility, not societal expectations or the desire to please others. The importance of premarital preparation. Kemi and Femi entered marriage without understanding the responsibilities and challenges it entails. They lacked the tools to handle disagreements, compromise, and the emotional demands of a lifelong commitment. Lesson: premarital counseling or preparation can help couples address potential issues, set realistic expectations, and build a solid foundation for their relationship. Personal growth is a lifelong journey. Although their marriage failed, Kemi and Femi used the experience as a catalyst for personal growth. They sought therapy, reflected on their flaws, and worked to become better versions of themselves. Lesson: failure is not the end. It can be an opportunity for growth and self-improvement. Learning from mistakes and striving to do better is a vital part of life. Social media and public opinion can be destructive. The couple's highly publicized wedding and subsequent fallout became fodder for gossip and ridicule, intensifying their pain. The pressured who appear perfect in front of the world contributed to their inability to address their issues privately. Lesson: guarding the privacy of a relationship is crucial, especially in a world where social media magnifies every flaw and failure. Prioritize the sanctity of personal bonds over public validation. Genuine happiness comes from within. Both Kemi and Femi sought external sources, lavish celebrations, attention, and social status to bring them happiness. This left them unfulfilled because they had not found contentment within themselves. Lesson: true happiness is an internal journey. Before seeking joy in a partner or external achievements, individuals must cultivate self-love, purpose, and inner peace. Marriage is not a solution to personal problems. Both Kemi and Femi entered their marriage with unresolved personal issues and emotional baggage. Instead of addressing these before their wedding, they believed marriage would fix everything. Lesson: marriage amplifies personal issues rather than solving them. Both partners must work on themselves individually before committing to a lifelong partnership. The dangers of pride and ego in relationships. Kemi and Femi's unwillingness to admit fault or compromise led to unnecessary conflict and the eventual breakdown of their marriage. Their pride became a barrier to reconciliation. Lesson: pride and ego have no place in a healthy relationship. Learning to apologize, forgive, and move forward together is essential for long-term success. The dangers of pride and ego in relationships. Kemi and Femi's unwillingness to admit fault or compromise led to unnecessary conflict and the eventual breakdown of their marriage. Their pride became a barrier to reconciliation. Lesson: pride and ego have no place in a healthy relationship. Learning to apologize, forgive, and move forward together is essential for long-term success. In conclusion, the wedding that lasted for a weekend serves as a reminder that relationships are about more than appearances, wealth, or societal expectations. They require humility, emotional intelligence, mutual respect, and a commitment to personal growth. The story challenges us to look beyond the superficial and prioritize what truly matters in love and life. Kindly share your thoughts on this story in the comment section. I will love to read them. Remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe to this channel. Don't forget to click the notification button so as to be notified when I drop new story. I appreciate you for watching. I will see you in my next video. Thank you and God bless you.